Jackie. I'm a mom and a preschool teacher, and I make videos that help parents navigate difficult situations with their kids. This video is all about how to de-escalate any situation with your child using only 4 steps. And you can use these 4 steps with any misbehavior. You can use it with temper tantrums, you can use it when your child is being stubborn or having a hard time listening or following directions. And the best part about these 4 steps is that you don't have to resort to any traditional punishments or rewards like timeout, taking away privileges, grounding, sticker charts, reward systems, none of that. It's unnecessary if you follow these 4 steps. Step 1 is identify the emotion. Step 2 is validate the reason that they're feeling it. Step 3 is to deep breathe. And step 4 is to problem solve. The key to this process is to focus on what your child is trying to communicate to you through their behavior. The behavior that they do is a direct window to their brain state. Emotions are just signals that our bodies are telling us when something is going wrong or something is going right. We listen to our feelings to help guide us in situations, and kids get feelings all the time. They don't know what they are yet. They don't have names for the feelings, and they don't really know how to navigate it. They just are very reactive to what they're feeling. So when you have a kid who is really frustrated because they're trying to put a puzzle together and it's not working, rather than saying, I'm feeling frustrated, that's telling me I need to take a step back and try again, they're going to respond to that frustration by maybe throwing the piece or smashing it down on the floor. As a parent, you notice the smashing behavior. You're like, don't smash the puzzle, go sit in timeout. But we forget and don't recognize that that smashing is just because they were frustrated it wasn't working, and they don't know how to handle that frustration. If you notice the brain state that they're in rather than judging their misbehavior, then you'll be able to teach them how to behave instead of instilling a punishment or a reward for a behavior that you don't like or a behavior that's not in line with what's appropriate. So you can watch my 2 videos about the color spectrum of emotions to get a better understanding of what I mean when I say brain states. Essentially, just the short version is that there's 3 brain states: rational brain, emotional brain, and survival brain. These are all color-coded. Rational is green, emotional is yellow, and survival is red. And you can watch those videos to get a little bit more information so you know exactly what I'm talking about when I refer to the colors in this video. So before we get into the 4 steps, I'm just going to have you watch this 1-minute clip of me using these 4 steps with my daughter. She was really upset about something, and I de-escalated the situation in just 1 minute.
You're really sad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did something happen? What happened? You got sad because I put glue on your paper? You didn't like that?
No.
No, you didn't like that. Take a deep breath. What is deep breath? Ready? I'm here with you. I'm here to help you. What did you want instead? What did you want? You wanted what? A kitty? Did you want me to draw a kitty?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't want me to put glue on your paper.
Yeah.
And you got sad. You wanted me to draw you a kitty instead. That's what you wanted? Okay. If you want me to draw you a kitty, you can say, kitty please, and I will draw you a kitty. Okay? Okay, let's draw a kitty now.
And that's it. And it sounds really simple on paper, and it takes a little bit of practice to get it right, but once you do, you'll notice that you have a lot more joyful moments with your kid. There's a lot less temper tantrums, a lot more cooperation, and just a happier child and less frustration in the relationship. The first step is to identify the feeling that your child is having and what brain state that they're in. This step gives you a starting point for how to navigate the situation. You're going to handle anger a lot differently than you would handle loneliness or sadness. Giving them a name for what they're feeling, ignoring the misbehavior for right now, just because what we're focusing is on what is happening in their brain, not the action that they're taking. So you just tell them, you threw the puzzle piece, you seem frustrated. You literally just give a name to the emotion that it looks like your child is feeling. If they're sitting on the floor crying, literally say, you're sitting on the floor crying, you look like you're feeling sad. Or if their fists are all clenched up and their face is all scrunched and they're screaming, you say, you're screaming, you seem like you're mad. And that will de-escalate them from that red survival state down to yellow, and they can start hearing you a little bit. So then we're on to step 2. Step 2 is validate the emotion. And that means that you just give them the validation that feelings don't come out of nowhere. Everybody feels things for a reason, and they're not crazy, and they have a reason to feel the way that they feel. So for the kid that's frustrated and threw the puzzle piece across the floor, say, you were really frustrated because it wasn't working. You were trying really hard and everything you tried wasn't working, and you just got really, really frustrated with it, so you threw the puzzle piece. Yeah, it's really hard when something doesn't work out the way you want it to because you're trying everything that you know and it's just not working. That's difficult for anybody, and it feels really good to be validated. Have you ever had like a really obnoxious coworker and you went to vent to a friend at work and they agreed with you and they're like, oh yeah, that person annoys me too, and you really connected and bonded over that moment, and then you don't feel crazy anymore. You get it out of your head, and then you can communicate with somebody else who is noticing the same things, and then you know how to navigate the situation without escalating it. And that's exactly what happens for a kid. Helping validate the reason that they're feeling what they're feeling helps de-escalate and brings them back to green. So now they're ready, they're almost ready to problem solve. And then step 3 is to deep breathe. Now this helps solidify a child in green. The first 2 steps prepare them to be in green, and this step helps them recenter, calm, and focus and get ready to problem solve. So there's a lot of different ways you can do deep breathing, and I'm going to have a video posted in a couple weeks about what deep breathing is and how to do it with your child, and a lot of different fun ways that you can do it. And understand that no matter how a child is behaving, that they are unconditionally loved. That no matter what, they're still loved, and they need to be reminded of that and told that every time that they do misbehave, so that they have an easier time coming back down to green, and they have an easier time learning how to self-regulate. If a child knows that they're safe to feel their feelings, they have an easier time learning how to handle the feelings. And that brings us to step number 4, which is problem solving. And this just means, how do you want to handle the situation? What do you want your child to learn from this? Do you want to teach them a new skill? Do you want to end the activity? Do you want to get your child to cooperate and listen? So what do you want your child to do now that they're able to learn? So for example, with the child who's throwing puzzle pieces across the room, the whole situation would play out like this. You felt really frustrated. The puzzle wasn't fitting the way you wanted it to, so you threw it across the room. Next time, when you start to feel all that frustration and you feel like you want to throw something, just take a step back. You could walk away, you could go get a snack, you could ask for help. How do you want to handle that situation next time you feel frustrated? What did I want to teach in that moment would be how to take a step back when things aren't working so that you can try again. So now that I explained the 4 steps, which is identify, validate, deep breathing, and problem solving, I'm going to play this clip again that shows how I used all these 4 steps to de-escalate the situation with my daughter. And again, it only took 1 minute. The situation here was that she was crying. Most likely she was in red. I wasn't sure what got her so upset, so I did my best to guess.
You're really sad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is step 1, identify. Right there, I identified the emotion that she was feeling, which was sadness. She confirmed it by saying, yeah. This was a lucky guess, but sometimes I'll have to name about 6 different emotions until she confirms the one that she's feeling. This instantly stopped her tears and brought her down to yellow. Next is to validate. That's step 2. But I didn't know why she was so sad, so I had to ask her if something happened.
Did something happen? What happened? You got sad because I put glue on your paper? You didn't like that?
No.
No, you didn't like that.
So what I did was I said the emotion that she was feeling. She was feeling sad because I put glue on her paper and she didn't like it. I named the emotion, gave her a reason why she was feeling it. And I also know that she's developing her independence at this age. She is almost 2 years old, and she wants to do things all on her own. I invaded her space, and she needed to let me know that I crossed one of her boundaries. So, in just 15 seconds, we completed the first 2 steps, and now we both know exactly what happened to cause her upset. Now we're going to move on to step 3, which is deep breathing. She won't be able to learn or communicate clearly if she's still in yellow, so it's important that she gets some oxygen to her brain.
Take a deep breath. What is deep breath? Ready? I'm here with you. I'm here to help you.
Sometimes if a child is still in high yellow or even red, they can't actually breathe. So when that happens, just breathe for them instead, and their mirror neurons will help them take a breath. They will feed off of your calm energy and you will feel a shift. Then I made sure to tell her that I was there to keep her safe and that I love her. I gave her a safe space to experience her emotions and come back down on her own terms. My goal was not to make her stop crying, it was to help her learn how to communicate her needs. My actions were guided by her cues.
What did you want instead?
Now I could tell she was back in green because her body language changed, she leaned on me, and her facial expressions relaxed. So now that she's in green, she is able to learn and she's able to communicate. So we'll move on to the last step, which is problem solving. So I wanted to know what she wanted instead of me putting glue on her paper.
What did you want? You wanted what? A kitty? Did you want me to draw a kitty?
Yeah.
Notice how her face just lights up as soon as I understood what she wanted. So after identifying, validating, deep breathing, and problem solving, I summarized the whole situation in one sentence so she could understand what happened as a big picture.
Yeah. You didn't want me to put glue on your paper.
Yeah.
And you got sad. You wanted me to draw you a kitty instead. That's what you wanted? Okay. If you want me to draw you a kitty, you can say, kitty please, and I will draw you a kitty. Okay? Okay, let's draw a kitty now.
So she understood why she felt a big surge of emotions and what she could do next time. By the end of the 4 steps, she is happy and excited and back to herself. It only took 60 seconds to de-escalate the situation and to turn a sad, teary-eyed little girl back into her bubbly and happy self. Now she knows how to ask me to draw her a kitty, and I learned that she does not like it when I mess up her artwork. I also want to say that you can use these 4 steps and you can modify them to any situation. And on my channel, I have a couple different videos that show how these 4 steps play out with different situations. So you can check out the videos in my channel if you're looking for something specific. And you can always leave a comment below if you have any questions or you want more information about how to handle a specific situation. I'll do my best to read all the comments and answer the questions that you have to the best of my ability. So I hope that this was helpful. I wish you peace, love, health, and joy.